So if what we hear about the Chinese approach, where it's the other way around, where they stop, rock, stock and barrel all from China, materials from China, the labor from China, the generals, soldiers, foot soldiers, all China, then we would learn. It's just an investment opportunity. They come in, they go off, we pay them the money. I think, as a suggestion, maybe follow some of the Japanese method. There's some way you need to have the top layer to control what's going on. They need that. But there is a need at our side now. I look at it many levels. It is the foreman type supervisory layer to control the standards. That is what is needed, I think. Recent years, I was involved in the Morum. I did the Morum housing for Cisco staff, the engineers. So to do that housing, I had to go to Morum all the time. So my first trip there, I was shocked. 2005 Chinamen staying there. It was I never knew that in the middle. It took me 4.5 hours to drive from Bintulu to Morum. Suddenly you see planting, people farming. I said, what are those people? They were actually farming to grow the vegetables. They even have pigs to feed their workers. Self-sustaining.
Yes.
In a way, it's good. Because in the middle of nowhere, you cannot expect them to buy things from Morum, to buy canned food even there. So in a way, it's good. But when I go meetings with them, all the Chinamen who are there, maybe one was proficient in English. The rest are Jianghuai. And it creates havoc to our minutes of meetings. It creates difficulty because we use terms they do not understand, and they use terms that we don't understand. So there is a breakdown. So these are the refining that needs to be done in this effort to come and do the one belt, one road thing, you know. So I think this is, if there's any way of this thing been whispered up there, to tell them this is where it can go wrong, and this is where it can improve. If you can put supervisors. So there is that need also to. I know the Chinamen are very fast to learn that supervisory layer to deal with our people, even in the mannerism and the language or whatever. If they can send this sort of people there. The Japanese could not. Yeah, but I mean, naturally, they could not. That's why they only sent the top. But their approach was sub it down to Sarawak firm, which is also good. But the other thing is, there may be more sophistication now in what we are going to do, the roads and all that, compared to the Japanese time. So the learning process, the sophistication is different. You cannot just sub it down to them. But I think one layer is a supervisory layer. If they can send.
I think I totally agree with Philip, right? This is a potential problem, right? In this kind of supervisory, which I already mentioned clearly in the setbacks, of which China has improved. But I have a couple of comments. First is that China is on the rise, right? And Japanese economy has been stagnant and very much overpriced in the past 20 years. But China economic growth now is 6.5%. Even though it's decreasing from 10%, it's still the highest in the world, right? And I know that there is some potential problem that they address through, okay? But now, through the last summit, these are problems are potentially tractable. First, okay? Secondly, in terms of investment in Sarawak, Malaysia, other country, right, is not sending their machinery here. Alright? It's not sending their physical asset here.
Then a brand.
Yeah, sending a rent, yeah, correct. Secondly, right, money. You look at the AIIB alone, ASEAN Infrastructural Infrastructure Investment Bank alone, right? Is the seeding fund, $50 billion, right? So the investment is through the money, loan to you at the low interest rate, you invest. Alright? So this is a point that a lot of people miss. People thought, okay, China coming, oh, with their machinery, with their ship. No, it's not as bad as that, right? It is coming money, you invest. So this is actually the main.
The bottom line is that it increase the national GP, Malaysian national GP.
Yeah, but the Malaysian GDP is due to, because the GDP growth, right, is a function of infrastructure, is a function of physical asset growth, is a function of labor growth, is a function of capital, human capital, and so on. Right? That means economic growth depends on inputs, different type of inputs. Right? There's a solo model. Solo is not very quite.
In other words, if they
And then so there's more inputs, more growth. Yeah, so the money can be turned into physical assets. The money itself, we call it capital, right? The financial capital. No, it has to be invested in the real assets.
You mentioned earlier that you can get Najib, China can get Najib to.
Oh, the other way around also.
Najib can
Najib
get
China.
And then in China, correct. Now, I think the strategy, the key problem to the whole Malaysia is this racial and religious link into the whole system. You know, ever since the NDP, the father introduced the NDP into the whole system, the whole thing has gone haywire. Okay, the whole country is going into doldrums because of this one. Everything got to be 30% reserved for the Malays. The whole thing jammed there. Mara scholarship must be like that. Bui Putra banking must be like that. Oh, the whole thing jammed. So if China has that money to do it, make sure they open that door to remove all this, because the NEP officially finished quite a number of years ago, but they reinvented the thing to something else. So they're not willing to give it up. In the last TPPA negotiations, the Trans-Pacific Alliance negotiation, the thing that held back our side in the whole thing was also this issue. They're so worried about how it will affect the whole discrimination which they invented to lock down the whole society. I think we need the Chinaman now to open that, remove that thing. You don't do it, no money. You'll be treated like Singapore.
Yes.
I think
that is a strategy.
Hold on. I think let Brian speak a bit.
An interesting part, like what he mentioned about the TPPA. A lot of people didn't realize Trans-Pacific Partnership Agreement, the one that President Trump is taking on Troy away.
They already tried.
already
Yeah,
already
but the remaining 11 is taking to preserve it. But the thing is, the interesting part is, in that TPPA, our Malaysian government is so very protective of this Ketuanan Melayu policy. They put in the international agreement. They put it in there. They said all other countries must recognize that we have this so-called
Protection
policy,
Yes.
and they should not question.
Yes.
They put it in there, including that the oil and gas in Sarawak to be recognized to be under Petronas. Sarawak oil also to be under Petronas, under PDN 34. They put it in there. So if we recognize this international agreement, we also, Sarawakian is also recognizing that the ownership of oil and gas in Sarawak water is also Petronas.
But TPS is already more or less gone cash with it.
it is still there.
Suspended, suspended.
It is still there because it is partnership of 12 countries.
Yes.
It did not say that just because America got off, everything just collapsed.
My point here is that this religious and racial discrimination is so strong. And it is a shame that if China now got this money to invest and change things here, that we do not make use of that chance to rub off all this discrimination that is overhanging the whole Malaysian society.
Okay,
it needs cleaning up.
before I ask Prof to answer, I think recently the 49.9% Malaysian leave China. So for now, I don't know that they have some impact also on this one. I think there's some negotiation, some leeway.
Still not willing to give
Not
up
willing,
that
well.
power, yeah.
I think that's true. That is very true for us to be equitable society. Prof, yeah.
I think I agree that racial problem, right, is a long-standing issue, right? I mean, I'm not really an expert to fix the problem, but I still remain optimistic. Why? The reason is a lot of the OPPO partnership between Malaysia and China, right? Not just as government level. If we are right, if government level, Byron has a very important point because it's underpaid. Will be a lot of the lion's share will be distributed to Malay or other races, okay? But I want you to understand this is not the case because a lot of the partnership arrangement, right, in OPPO, right, is not government but private. Yeah. So in that case, who will benefit? Chinese. Because the Chinese are the business holder, right? Not the other races. I don't name what other races, just a lot of them, right? And then through the offers, the China already mentioned, no, then why they come to Malaysia, Singapore? Because of the abundance of Huaqiao. And the Huaqiao are mainly the partner, potential partner of China. So we do not really, I acknowledge the problem for sure, okay? And I will definitely include that in my writing. You'll see probably in 2 months' time.
Okay.
Yes.
Come.
I understand the issue raised by Mr. Philip, but then somehow the political reality, because the Malay and the Muslim is the majority, so there is a political reality that we cannot run away from. So if such is a constraint that we cannot run away from, would Sarawak be able to fit in that what cannot be done over there can be done over here? You see, why am I saying that? Because you see, I have lived in Kelantan for quite a number of years. So the Malay experience, 6 years there, the Malay experience is totally different. That's why now, like the whole country, Malaysia, is fragmented. Because you have people in Selangor cosmopolitan, then you have a Sarawak Sabah region autonomous, their cultural value is different. Then you have the hardcore Malay states, like Kedah, Kelantan, police. So it cannot go on a collision course and all. So when they say they want to introduce Hulu, that kind of thing, for me, because I've been there, I feel that they do have a basis. Because if the majority wants it, then the minority bears the name that we are stopping them. Then we, unfortunately, we carry that burden unnecessarily. You see? So putting aside that issue, so because now the other problem is the Dr. M factor. The election is coming, and Dr. M keeps on hammering the policies. Even like Gili, he wants to criticize that apa mau lagi jual, But we are not selling because the 50%, we are only selling 49.9 technically, you see, so we are still the owner. But Mahathir is very good at distorting things. You see, so he's trying to get because now he's trying to get the voting base from the FEUDA, from all these government agencies. So he's starting to talk in such a way that he is half truth and half not true. So it's very, very deceptive. You see, so but the way that China comes in a big way is definitely going to rattle a lot of people. You see, we are going to rattle the majority, So such being the case, if we have a very particular case, Sarawak case, then maybe some of the problem, we can solve it by shifting it to Sarawak. So it makes the people less defensive.
Correct.
Yes, this is our advantage.
The-
This is our
This
advantage in
is important,
Sarawak.
yeah.
The momentum is there. With this move now for more autonomous
Sarawak must-
dealing,
yeah.
you know. And so what were the friends saying on timing for let Sarawak spearhead that move, and then without ruffling the feathers in Malaya side, you know, that if they can concentrate on this area. And for this area, I think because again we are totally different wiring compared to Malaya. Our Muslim population is only about 20-something%, right? And you know all the other factors there, so it's easier, I think, to deal with on the Chinese investment on this part, than to deal with in Malaya side. I think if this message can be conveyed out to the Israel government to make way for this to happen.
Yeah, I agree totally. You know, that's why in my opinion, one of the cost side, right? I look at the political risk, but I thank you for your participation because now I know more specifically what are the political risks and will be able to elaborate on that, which are important.
The Chinamen who were in Morum, when they all finished that project, they all went to Samalaju, and a lot of the construction that was done, they become subcontractors to a lot of projects there. So these thousands of contractors from Morum, they've gone there, which I know about. And I think there are, you read the papers, you talk about manufacturing, but there is also the other bit on agro, which you read in the papers that they are also trying very strongly looking at the Tanjong Mani. Tanjong Mani is 77,000 hectares opened up for development for Halal hub area.
Tanjong Manis, right?
Tanjong Mani, yeah. I always confuse whether money
Manis.
with the S or without the
With
S.
the
Yeah,
Oh,
it's a sweet M.
oh, so that it's okay.
And the talk with China on that one was because Xinjiang area where they have a big Muslim population, it was meant for that market. So it's not just agro, they already have that market. You're talking about millions of people in Xinjiang, they're all. So Tanjong Mani was meant to grow, to develop, just to supply them alone is enough, let alone the Middle East and all that. So they are looking at that. So it's a matter of the manufacturing side has been, the score was already earmarked the Semalaju, Bintulu, you know, the whole area. But it needs the infrastructure. That is where it's a bit lacking. It's connecting the points. The road, like you say, the road and the railway you mentioned, maybe for goods, maybe railway for goods is something which has to be mentioned to connect. You know, the people in Lubak Antu, Simangang, all that palm oil plantation, to send their products out, they drive all the way from Simangang to Bintulu for deep sea port to send. And that cost could have been easier if you redo a port in Tanjong Mani. Tanjong Mani already have a port. Tanjong Mani, sorry, has already have a port there. And funnily, it is not under federal. It is a state port. See, this cabotage policy is only mentioned about federal ports. So Tanjong Mani, because of its history, is a Sarawak government port. And if that is sucked off to the Chinamen, the starting point, and let them have that run, get a rental from there for that port, redo that port, I believe for the Chinamen, they can see the strategic location of that port. If you cut across what you mentioned, the Kra Isthmus.
Mm.
You will meet Singapore, but then when you come down, Tanjung Mani is within that line. You know?
Mm.
Tanjung Mani is also strategically for the Chinamen. They can bring and see that well, it is a stopping point for security for their 9-dash lines, islands and all that. So there are many things that can happen in Sarawak right now that can be offered to them, dangle the thing in front of them, and maybe their eyes will can go a bit.
Okay, I think we have to. I would like the lunch and drink reserved. Just enjoy yourself while maybe how to respond to it. But before that, just before you respond to Philip, okay, this can you have a look at that one? You can see, for some of you maybe big new, but just the blue line is the economic, the Silk Road now. Now I remember the longest track railway actually reached I think UK already. Before that, the longest is in Spain, but now reach UK also, which is about 1,000 kilometers shorter. Just last month, I think, the railway, so the European Silk Road already. And then I think Philip was talking about this one, this line, marine. You see, some of us thought it's just here, Xiananyang, but it actually goes to India, goes to Africa, so actually everything. And then link here, and come back. I think this is in Spain, juga, I can't remember, Italy. And then you go further up and connect, the product connect again, you know. I read it, So if our product sent here, it will be sent to Europe, sent to Kazakhstan, all these places, including Russia. So now Philip was very sharp on Sarawak application here. This another one I was toying with the idea whether we should have link this part, quickly link this part. I don't know, somebody has to propose it. See, from Bangkok, it goes down right here to Singapore, right? Now where is the one? Where is ours is here, D, right?
No, I'll show you.
Okay. You can show us, good, thank you.
Tanjung Mani is here.
Yes, so you show us the
Tanjung
trade
Mani.
route.
So what I'm saying is coming through here, that cut it here.
Here.
To do Singapore route, they don't want. But if you go like that, we're still within
Okay.
that sort of, and the 9-dash line goes through here.
Yeah.
Right?
So Singapore will be in trouble lah.
So security-wise, in terms of military, I think the Chinamen would see that as
Either Tanjung Manis or Miri.
Main part of the problem is the dredging.
How about Labuan?
Labuan is one, but
Labuan is
Labuan
federal.
given the federal, which is you need to.
Okay. So the idea is generally before you respond is this from here China come down, they sell the ships here, Xiananyang, and come to Sarawak. My dream is partly is Sarawak become the center, and then go to Kalimantan, and go to Indonesia, and go to this part of the world, this part, Australia and New Zealand. But Australia has direct link with them. Australia also has direct link with China. But if Sarawak is active, or Sabah is active, you can see the route shorten, here. So if not, somebody will take it already. Jangan Jakarta ambil it already. Jakarta also got.
Actually, there is a partnership or program. They call it Bing Niaga. Bing Niaga is between Philippines, Brunei, Malaysia, Singapore, Indonesia. All of this they are under this partnership Bing Niaga. But we are unable to capitalize in this Bing Niaga mainly because of cabotage policy. Because the cabotage policy is preventing any international ship from domestic port to another domestic port. They do not allow it. So for example, if let's say the ship from Hong Kong comes to KK, okay, they bring the product to KK, they offload down and loading all this thing, and then from KK goes to Kuching, they cannot do it.
Cannot do it, okay.
In the previous, before this 1st of June, like let's say for today, they cannot do it. But then because 1st of June this year, Prime Minister said to lift up cabotage policy for Sarawak and Sabah, then they can do it. From Hong Kong, they come to Sabah, they put the staff, they take the staff, new staff, then they go to Kuching, then from Kuching they go to KL. Port Club. Port Club. They can do that now. I mean next month. They can do it next month. But now they cannot do it because there is this cabotage policy that stop domestic port. Between domestic port, it cannot be international ship. It has to be domestic register.
One question on the cabotage policy.
Yeah.
Is there a time frame or is it forever that we will be released?
That's what
Oh,
our DCF is saying 6 months.
because
What is the effect?
no,
What is the
because
impact? Long
what
term
happened
impact?
is because there are interested party. There are some license went out for a few businesses to do the domestic shipping. So they are the ones that hold the thing. Now because it's open, they are under threat. And these are very rich people, interested party, interested groups. They are now trying to supplant the government and say, cannot work, doesn't work. Go for 6 months first. 6 months is too short to test out whether cancelling the policy is workable or not. It's too short. So you can see they're pulling the brakes on that one because of the interested party. Actually, the cabotage policy came in because of MCA. MCA all this while they were running Ministry of Transport, and through that one, it was all introduced in 1980. The cabotage policy came in.
Thank you, Philip. So this one, the time is a bit limited. Some of you have to go and do, I know, but you can always stay on. So one thing is that before I speak, you respond, is that we pray Sarawak will be strategy. If we miss out the board, somebody will take it, I know, for sure. And by then we can only catch up. That's why I see overall this initiative for us is very important to spread the news. And we cannot just follow. We have to assert ourselves, right? Sarawakian. So this institute is one of them. I hope you join us in future one. This is not the first one. This is going to be a long, one day seminar and maybe even a conference. We are talking about that, but we will just start with our business professor. It's already good for us to think through our future children. So thank you for your big heart. I mean, for all of you spend your time here. God will bless you definitely. So can you quickly finish off for me?
Okay, very fast. I very much agree, because I really grateful for your participation in the comment because I left Sarawak so many years ago, and now I would graciously gather your point because your Phillips and Baron and so many others, right? Chai Hong, you will be a very good local issue, you know what I mean? That's our issue. Yeah. So thank you. First. Second is you are right. China, as we know, right? China is going through here to the Strait of Malacca, and that is one of the busiest strait in the world. Okay. From here going through here.
China here, up here.
Yeah, China. Yeah.
Okay.
Yellow one.
Vietnam. Yeah.
What is
Okay. Sorry. Yeah. I'm looking at too close. From here, right? Yeah. Going through here is a major. But of course, there has been a rumor that it will cut through here by going over the canal.
Yeah.
But this is just a starting rumor. Rumor can become reality, but it may take 10 years, 20 years. Who knows? Building a canal takes years. Panama Canal, Suez Canal, right? We can't wait that long, right? We can say, because of that, we're doing nothing. Yeah. Okay. First. Second is Sarawak, as I mentioned, is very strategic, and also as Philip is also strategic. It potentially increase manufacturing. It can be a production center in China. And then you know what is this here?
Singapore.
Okay. Singapore, right? Singapore is extremely costly. So if we have our own ports, we can bypass Singapore. And imagine the trade volume. will come to Sarawak through there. There's no plot information here.
Especially after we complete Pen Borneo.
Yeah.
Once we have Pen Borneo coming in, our highway, we are linking Brunei, Sabah,
Yeah.
Sarawak together. Because now in Perak, it's good for them because they have pork clump. Once the product goes to pork clump, then from pork clump to any state in West Malaysia, they use rod and trend. We can't because we don't have this Pen Borneo.
Yeah.
Once we have this Pen Borneo,
Infrastructure.
we can have the port, let's say in Miri or in Tanjung Manis, they offload the goods there, and everything else is all linked with
Yeah.
us. And
So-
with Kalimantan coming in,
So actually China now is going to Singapore, or I was told, I read something, come to Kuantan, you know. So they bypass this one. Long time ago, we straight away deal with Hong Kong directly. But if they were to go through Singapore and go to straight America to this one, or go through the immerse, this is normal, I think. We don't compete with the healthy competition is that we open this route, which go to Australia, New Zealand, to Indonesia, Nusantara, they call it. This is our marketplace. But I suppose this one goes to influence to India, they're right. This is healthy competition, I suppose. That's my conclusion. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for.
Thank you.
I think we better have let you have lunch. Some of them will go.
You have to go, please take your time.
This Mr. Alan, I've always just, yeah. Feel free, there's relax.
Sure. Your participation, I appreciate it.
The Borneo Island being the third largest in the world, with the population size and all that. It is a very good hinterland.
Which one?
You look at the whole Borneo, size of Borneo, that hinterland there.
Oh, okay.
You know, this whole area, the Borneo Island itself, if you able to link all this, how it spread to Indonesia,
Definitely the big hinterland.
it's huge hinterland. We're talking about what, 200, 300 million by the time it's all in. Yeah, Indonesia alone is about 200.
Indonesian population.
with Philippines, Papua New Guinea,
Oh,
because
yeah,
actually there is an existing system already, you call it Big Naga. But for our side, the problem is because of touch. Their ship cannot come to Sabah and then from Sabah go
In fact, right now, the palm oil people across the border, across from Lubuk Antu and all that, Sambas area, they are asking for permission whether they can go through and they want to use our port at Bintulu, but it's still a bit far. But if you put at Tanjung, the whole thing will just boom. It's just improve. Something about it. Looking at the last map, there is a link, missing link of about 50-60 kilometers. If we can do that 50-60 kilometers, I think we will come on.
Feel free to makan already. Sambil makan because it's a lunchtime over. I thought we can finish at 1:30 and makan, but it's like stretch on.
I'm glad that it is video tab. You know why? Because a lot of
Video tab?
because a lot of comments are so important. I need to go through again. You know what I mean? To
Okay.
write down.
All right.
To summarize, to write down. Because those points are very very important, and for which I'm not really familiar. You know.
Yeah, and it's just so that
Yeah.
in the event that you have the opportunity to break further up the line, even to CM side, on the paper and the implications. Maybe some of these solid examples you can bring up.
There's
Go for the
specific and
go for
specific.
it is there.
但是
这
哦，我出来了。
Okay.
no，厉害嘞！我这话来我 骗我回家。马哥，喂，
Another
里？哦，厉害嘞！要不还是来？
Another thing, our government actually, Chief Minister Abanto, he went to China with Najib for this one. Who? Our CM.
Oh,
He went with Prime Minister to this event.
really?
Yeah.
Oh.
What type of negotiation we do not know. But another thing you need to know